Hey there, this is Tyler Horvath, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can install WordPress using cPanel. So this is a pretty simple little tutorial on how to easily install WordPress. I'm going to go through what WordPress is and show you the differences between WordPress.com and WordPress.org, and then we're going to install a WordPress site on a test server that we're using cPanel. So to get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about WordPress is. So WordPress is an open source CMS or content management system that allows you to easily build websites, blogs, and it's one of the best CMSs that you can use. It's used by over 30% of the entire internet, and some of the most popular websites online use WordPress. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about what the difference is between WordPress.org and WordPress.com, because a lot of people get confused. So WordPress.com is not a free service. It actually costs money to put up a website on WordPress.com, and a lot of the times you'll be on a subdomain, unless you set up a custom domain with one of these higher packages here. But I would not recommend starting your site with WordPress.com. It's almost as cheap to just use WordPress.org because it is free, and you can just install it for free on a server, and all you're going to have to pay for is the hosting. So I'll share some good hosting providers for WordPress below in the comments that you can check out. But now that you are familiar with WordPress.com and WordPress.org and the difference, let's get started installing WordPress. So if you were to want to install WordPress manually using FTP, you would download this WordPress package here and install it on your server. We're not going to do that in this video, but I do have another video on how to install WordPress with FTP. It takes a lot longer, and I would not recommend doing it. If you have cPanel, it's much easier. So here is the site that we're going to install WordPress on. Now I've already moved the name servers from our GoDaddy to our host, and it's all ready to go and just set up WordPress. So if you are using Bluehost or HostGator, your cPanel will already be set up. All you have to do is change your name servers to that host, and then you should be able to log into your cPanel and easily install WordPress. So here is cPanel for anyone who is not familiar with it. It's basically a website management system where you can change your files, you can create FTP accounts, you can access your database, and a ton of other things that makes it easy to manage your website property. So a lot of cPanel applications will have this Softiculis apps installer, and basically it will allow you to install a number of these open source or online softwares for web management or billing, stuff like that. So you can look through all of these. There's a ton of great tools. You have Joomla, WHMCS, MyBB, Laravel, all easily one-click install using this software here. So you may not have this software on cPanel, but you'll likely have this one here where it's a WordPress manager, and you can easily install it that way. But we're going to use this Softiculis app to easily install WordPress. So let's click on WordPress, and then we're going to click install now. And so here's where we'll set up all of our install options. So if you're wanting to install a lower version of WordPress, you can do that here. I would recommend installing the most up-to-date version. And then you're going to want to change your installation URL as well. Make sure that it's HTTPS if you have that enabled on your server. I would highly recommend installing an SSL certificate because it is good for SEO and it's good for security, and it's just recommended, and I would highly suggest that you install that on your site. And now you're also going to want to look at this directory here, because a lot of times it will put this WP here in the directory. So if that was the case and we installed it like that, then WordPress would not be on our .com domain, it would be on /WP. So if you have a custom website that is coded in PHP or whatever it may be, and you want to use the blog only for WordPress, then you could install it on blog, and then your actual WordPress blog would be available at this URL. But since we're creating an entire website using WordPress, we're going to delete this and just install it on the main domain. And then if you want to change the site name and the site description, you can do that here, but you can also change it later in WordPress, so not a big deal. Let's just add something here for example's sake. Okay, and then you're going to want to change your admin username and password. So a lot of people use admin as the login, but that is actually not the most secure and best way to do it, because people who are trying to hack your site, a lot of people just try and use admin as the username because they know a lot of people don't change that. So I would change it to your name or something custom, and then your password. Obviously, I would recommend creating a strong password using this tool here. And then make sure you copy that and write it down somewhere so that you have it and you can log in if you ever forget it. So there are some advanced options here. You shouldn't need to worry about these. If you want to have auto upgrade of your plugins and themes, that can really help, having to go in and update your themes and update your plugins all the time. This will automatically do it. And if you want to change backup location or anything like that, you can do that here. I don't think that you really need to change anything. Unless you wanted to enable the automatic upgrades of the themes and plugins. So if you wanted to as well, you can select a theme here. They have some of these free themes that are available in the WordPress theme directory. You can also just click this and it will take you to a bigger view where you kind of view more themes at once. But since we're going to be installing a custom theme on this site, we don't really need to set up a theme. So all that stuff just deleted, but that's okay. So instead, we're just going to install WordPress, and we can change any of those settings later. So it's not really a huge deal. Usually, I'll just install it and set up everything later. So once it is installed, you can now click this admin URL here. And this will take you to the new login to your site. So we're already logged in here, and we have now installed WordPress on this domain. So we can go to the domain here and reload it. And then boom, you can see here that our new blog or WordPress is installed, and it's using the default WordPress theme. So if we wanted to change the theme or add plugins, we can do that here. We're not going to show you how to do that in this video, but you should definitely check out our other videos. We have a ton of videos on how to install themes, how to set up plugins and stuff like that. So I hope this video helps you learn how to install WordPress using cPanel. If you have any questions, please comment below. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.